Hello, this is Hound 4004. Minecraft Snapshot 21w43a has been released for Java Edition. This makes upgrading worlds a bit better and smoother, and has a few bug fixes and other changes as well. I will go over the main things on what is new in this snapshot, so let's get started. This is a world that I created in 1.17. It has its typical bedrock layering at the regular level and just regular stone above it. I'm going to upgrade this world into 1.18 with the exact same world, and there should be some changes. So here I am in the exact same world that I had just loaded in the previous version. So if we go down to where old bedrock should be, you can see that there's no longer any bedrock, and it's just a whole bunch of deep slate. Now, there is no caves yet in the deep slate layer, but this mainly makes the change so they can have caves. It removes the bedrock and puts it now at the bottom, and it has the entire deep slate layer now under your old existing world. One thing you might want to note is you might want to create a backup of your world if you're playing it in this version, because I mean it is a snapshot, it's not as stable as a full version would be. And if you ever want caves under your deep slate layer in your world, it might just be good to have a backup. Now also, where we were before were chunks that were pre-loaded. Once you go out of this range, it creates new chunks for 1.18. And there is a lot of chunk border issues. Well, one thing that this one should do is it should make chunk border crossings smoother. So you can see right here, it clearly switches biomes as one chunk wanted one thing and the new chunk wanted another thing. So over here's 1.18 and over here's existing. 1.18 now makes more land. This would just be a jagged edge right here. Now a mountain comes to try and seal the gap, making chunk borders, not borders. It just kinda tries to continue the terrain and make your world look nice and smooth. The priority updates in video settings has now been renamed to Chunk Builder. There should be reduced waterlogged caves next to the shores of rivers and oceans. And also, when you're down in a great big aquifer in a cave, the water levels should be more or less the same. So there's not as many big waterfalls and dam areas. It should be a nice consistent water level throughout the cave. Also, the lava versions of the aquifers should be less common than it was before. The big drip leaf plant can now only be placed on dirt types, clay, and moss. Anything else, I cannot put it on this dripstone block. It now cannot just be placed anywhere you wish. It now does have certain boundaries, because in the end, it is still a plant. There was some technical changes, none of which I even know what's going on. They did some chunk format changes, which is why we have some of the things we have, and this can kind of tell you a bit more about that and some other things. The article link is in the description below if you want to check out any of this or read any of this, like the technical changes, for yourself. Now for some bug fixes. The warm ocean would spawn without coral and sea pickles. Now it's a warm ocean again. Also, the Badlands biomes now have their layerings correctly. Bad example. Not to pick on just any warm ocean again. No, time to criticize the deep warm ocean. It had a few bugs. Pufferfish didn't like the biome anymore, and neither did you adventuring around. Decorators are now independent of world seeds, so that means that there should even be more variety, including where grass is in the world. Ah yes. And, to put the icing on the cake, stone would generate in the nether. It was a pretty stony place. And there was lava in icebergs. Don't even ask how the icebergs still survived to tell the tale. And with that, that is everything in the snapshot. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm definitely excited to see all of 1.18 come out. It's a pretty grand update with all the world generation changes. And for now, this is Hound 4004 saying goodbye.